What's up? It's Soup here, and today this video is going to be a little bit different. I've been getting questions about the single target rotation for Kyrian Arcane outside of cooldowns, so this video is going to show you exactly what my single target rotation looks like across multiple uses of arcane power. So let's get to it. I started with a 15-second pull timer because that's what we get in my raid, which is convenient because clear casting procs last 15 seconds, so I couldn't fish for them any sooner anyways. I get lucky and proc clear casting early, so I get to start the pull with full mana. I precast rune at 2 seconds left, so I can start building barrage stacks for arcane power immediately on pull. I do the full 5 arcane blast rotation, and then as soon as I barrage, I use the global for arcane orb to pick up a Pelagos orb and extend the mastery buff. Because of slipstream, the clear casting proc let me pick up the other one just before I send out the 2 arcane charge barrage to snapshot the rune of power buff before it ends. Then I finish arcane power with missiles. Now I'm working towards another barrage. Because I cast a 2 charge barrage during arcane power and rune, I have time to build a big barrage before arcane orb comes up, so I use arcane blast for all 4 charges. I like to prioritize building charges over stacks when I know I can plant and cast because it's the slowest part of building big barrages, and it's sort of like fishing for clear casting procs. Every time I send a barrage outside of cooldowns, I look at my cooldowns to figure out if I should build another one. The cooldown I'm watching here is Magi. At this point, I have 18 seconds left on Magi, and I can use Arcane Orb to generate 2 charges, so I have about 6 seconds to build a barrage before I need to prep for Magi. I start casting Arcane Blast because Arcane Orb wasn't quite up with the global, and I build the 4th charge, hoping to proc clear casting. I didn't get a clear casting proc, so I let missiles channel until Magi had 12 seconds left, then casted barrage and began to build stacks for Magi. The reason I prepped 12 seconds before Magi for a mini burn is because the cast time of Radiant Spark and Rune of Power are both 1.4 seconds, so 12 seconds left on Magi gives me 9 seconds to build stacks, then start the ramp with 3 seconds left, meaning I can cast Magi the same global it's ready. After this mini burn, I notice I'm getting low on mana, so I go ahead and evocate. After I hit full mana, I cancel evocate and start building another barrage while I check my cooldowns. At this point, I have 19 seconds left on Magi and 31 seconds left on arcane power. Because I'm using Pelagos, I have arcane prodigy, so I'm going to need at least 2 clear casting procs to help close that 12-second gap. I decided to build all the way to 18 stacks because I needed another clear casting proc, but you can see that if I hadn't gotten the last clear casting proc to finish stacks as Magi came up, I would have had to hold cooldowns. You can begin the ramp when you have 3 seconds left on arcane power for the same reason as Magi for the mini burn. You don't hit arcane power until after you finish the Magi cast, which is about 3 seconds into the ramp. The better play would have been to send the barrage with 10 seconds left on Magi and fish for clear casting procs by spamming missiles. I roll into arcane power with a single target rotation, but since I'm running arcane prodigy, Ruby isn't up yet, so I just hold it for the next arcane power use that lines back up with berserking. The rotation outside of cooldowns for Kyrian Arcane is not a set one and is really based off how much uptime you get before cooldowns come back up. If you have time to build a big barrage, then go for it. If not, then it's better to keep Magi on cooldown than to squeeze an extra barrage and hold Magi while building stacks. I hope this adequately explains my thought process for single target, and I'd also like to add something new to the end of this video. I want to emphasize just how much I appreciate everyone for watching, and especially those that like and subscribe. The more I learn about the YouTube algorithm, the more I'm understanding just how much of an impact likes and subscribers have on a YouTube channel. So if you enjoyed this video or you learned something and you think someone else out there could as well, the absolute best way you can support this channel for free is to like and subscribe. Thank you again, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.